Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Views and I watched the movie Obsession. Yes. Yeah, I saw Obsession a lot. A lot of people react to it, so I thought, you know what? Why not? And I'm glad that I watched this one because holy fucking shit. It's been a while since I've watched such a good movie. Yeah, Jesus. The acting, really good. You know, jeez. Let's start with the movie, shall we? We're in a diner, I think, and we see a guy. Uh, we see him and we hear him, he's talking. And then we hear a woman respond. He continues. Um, and then we see her. Apparently, her name is Nikki. And then we're going back to him, Baron, aka Bear. So we're going back to Bear. We see her again. She says something, and then we hear another guy. That's not Bear, Ian, saying, "Stop, that's so cringy." Well, and then we see Ian too, and then we get to see Bear again, but then from a different kind of angle. First we saw just the front. He was not. He was not straight talking to the camera, but just slightly off. But this time we had kind of a very down shot, where we could see him sitting there in the booth. And then we hear him say, "Oh my God, I knew it." But we're gonna leave that because if you want to know what's happening next, watch the movie yourself. Obviously, he said it with more passion than that I did. I've seen people, well, not in real life, but I've seen people with obsession, with what's mostly. I can't think of a show that's have that. Maybe or not a movie. I don't know. Maybe kind of a cartoon or something like that. Where they just overly obsessed with the person. Where they want to. Yeah, it's maybe a bit. The first thing that maybe pops in my mind is, I think her name is Sarah from The Amazing World of Gumball. That ice cream cone. She's obsessed with Gumball and Darwin. But maybe the closest thing that I can think of. But I see some obsessions in some cartoons, I think. But to see it with live action people, geez, that took it to another level. As in, she even freaked me out. you know. And we've seen how many movies we've seen on the channel. I think already over 1100 movies. Uh, we've seen 1120, so 1120. We've seen a lot of movies, and they're not a well. No, no, they're not a lot of movies where, um, yeah, maybe some movies that I was grossed out by, like The Human Centipede. I can watch my review for that one. Um, then maybe a bit in a Serbian film. Go watch my review for that one too. Um, those are extreme movies, but you don't get to see the movie, but you're just my review. Come on. But she freaked me the fuck out. Some movements that she made, some the movements I mean with that the type of walking that she did, it was ugh. um like where he woke up, where Bear woke up, and she was standing in the corner of the room and then came out, or when he came in the room and you saw her walking in the background. That 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 kind of freaked me out, Um, yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. It was kind of no, this movie. It's a certain part you kind of slightly reminded me of Get Out. Go watch my review for that one. um, because this was about it's not really the same, but one aspect that one point here that kind of reminded me of, because this movie was about a bear, and he went to Nikki. She lost her crystal necklace, in a drain. So he went to a shop, and there were these things called one wish willow, and you can you wish, break it, and then your wish comes true. And his wish was that Nikki loves him more than anyone in the world, hence the obsession. And if he just phrased it differently, she probably wouldn't be like this, If he didn't say more than anyone in the world, then probably she wouldn't be obsessed with him. But just, I wish that Nikki loved me. Or I wish that Nikki loved me like I love her. Stuff like that, maybe. Um, but more than anyone in the world, yeah, that really did it. But what reminded me of Get Out is she was in a kind of a trance, Um, like in Get Out, it was you got hypnotized, you sunk deeper and deeper, and then another person, took over your body. And this was kind of the same, as in the original Nikki was still in there, and sometimes she got out. Um, like when Crazy Nikki Freaky Nikki, which was her nickname apparently, Freaky Nikki, was asleep. The real Nikki came out, well, in one scene. Bear got up because, what was her name? Sarah wanted to talk to him about something, and so he got a text message, so he got up, and then OG Nicky, the real Nicky, started to speak for, Bear, please kill me, yada yada yada, please, 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 which he didn't do. He went to Sarah, in the park, and they were talking and talking, and I was saying to myself, okay, any second now, Nikki will show up. And it was right. Nikki showed up. She broke the window at Sarah's side, then held a brick at the steering wheel, took the head, and then slammed the head against the brick, multiple times. The face was all disfigured, and basically she was dead. Jesus, this picture is crazy. This. There was also something that I really wanted to see, because apparently, if you kill yourself, then the wish will be nullified. Because even if you buy another wish stick, one wish willow, apparently you can't break it, because he bought another one and he couldn't break it. It was like if it was made of steel or lead or something like that, it's something unbendable. He couldn't bend it. That sounded like my colleague. But in the end, well, spoilers. He went to the bathroom and he took pills, but he apparently had another willow stick, and after he took a bottle of pills, he then wanted to throw up, but something kicked in, and he stood up and got outside of the bathroom, and went to her and kissed her like he loved her, and then a bit later he died. And she thought, no, 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 no. And then, while he was, going on his knees, the camera zoomed a bit out, or already was a bit zoomed out, and we saw a willow stick lying on the table, whatever. She made a wish herself that he would love her like she loves him, or something like that, probably. But he actually wanted to nullify his killing, but because the wish from her kicked in, he didn't throw up, because he was about to stick his fingers down the throat. And then he died. She was no, took the gun from him and was about to shoot herself, because she had it in her mouth, and then the wish was nullified and she turned back to normal. And that's what I want to see. The wish to be nullified and what her reaction would be. And I'm glad that we got to see that because, well, she was obviously freaked out and screaming. Into the end credits. It, yeah, the effects very nice, really nice. Um, the crazy acting from her, really really good. This movie was crazy good. Um, Definitely deserves a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie. It was, yeah, it's like I said, it's been a while since I've seen a really good movie. A 5 out of 5 worthy movie. Um, so I'm really glad that I watched this movie. Also, you know, I cancelled the House franchise. We still have 2 movies actually to watch from that one, but because the first one was, and the second was even worse. I thought, fuck it. I don't even want to watch the rest. I don't want to even watch the second half. Um, so hence the movie Obsession. That we watched this one today. Um, yeah, and it was a good choice because I really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, 5 out of 5. Go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes. Recommend a good 5 out of 5 worthy movie. Which is your 5 out of 5 movie? Put down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel, Underdog Eats, where I do food search every week from time to time. Also on my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And see you guys next time. Bye.